All right, well, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the Depression Session podcast. It is me, Weedman, and I'm joined with Pool Boy today.
Hello.
How you doing, Pool Boy?
Doing good, doing pretty exciting.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, cool. So today's topic we're going to be talking about is parenting. Now, parenting seems kind of a weird topic, seeing as neither of us are parents, and both of us are really young men, right?
Right. Very young.
But we're
Underaged even.
No. But we're both kind of getting to that age where it's kind of starting to linger in the back of your mind, oh, maybe that's something I should kind of start thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And who knows, it might be sooner than we think.
I hope not.
Well, it'll feel sooner than we think.
Yeah, no, it'll always feel sooner than we think, but I hope it's not sooner than we think. I really hope it's not sooner than we think.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I understand your pain.
Yeah. What age do you think you'd want to have kids by? Like, when you think of the ideal age to have kids, what age?
The idea age?
Yes.
I would at least want a few years of, marriage, just me and her,
Yeah.
before we get kids. I'm thinking 26-ish.
Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good age because you're not too old, but you're not too young either.
Yeah.
And that'll be definitely enough time to get yourself set up in life.
Mm-hmm. If it happens earlier, oh well.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't pull out fast enough.
Fair. Can't argue with that.
And what about you? What's your age that you want to have kids?
I agree. I think 25 to 27, somewhere in there. Maybe if I'm 30, if my wife's a couple years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I want to be set up financially in life and really secure and own a home and all of that. Because I want to be able to give my kids a good life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Now, obviously, if it were to happen sooner, I'd do whatever I had to. But I'm trying my absolute damnedest not to have that happen.
So there's a lot to talk about kids, and the whole idea of it's quite terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really is.
Because, of course, we don't know if we're ready. You and I have no idea what to do when it comes to raising kids.
Yeah. I mean, I know a couple things I want to teach them and how to raise them and all that, but in terms of actually doing it, I have no clue. How much is a car seat? How much is a stroller or diapers?
To be fair, the price of things don't really dictate how good of a parent you'll be. You have to buy it.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be able to take care of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, fair. It's kind of easy to take care of a stroller and a car seat. Just don't get in a car crash and don't get your kid ran over while pushing them across the street.
Do you understand how rambunctious kids are? You can't control if they run out on the street or not.
If they're in a stroller.
But if you don't have a stroller.
I guess. Fair. What should we talk about first when it comes to kids? What's our biggest fear of having kids?
Ooh, biggest fear of having a kid is fucking them up for life.
Interesting.
I don't want to cause irreparable damage and make this little demon child that goes off into the world and does whatever he wants.
No, I get you.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
My biggest fear? I guess it's something similar.
Yeah.
I don't want my kid to be bad.
Really? You want a good kid, you don't want a bad kid?
In the sense, I don't want a criminal.
That's fair.
Or I don't know how to put it. I want what's best for my kid.
Yeah.
And it would suck. Not even just God forbid my kid's a serial killer. And he kills people.
Yeah.
I would of course feel bad for the victims, but I would just feel bad for my kid, you know? How did this happen to you? Why did you end up like this?
I guess.
Was it me?
Yeah, that would be such a bad hit you ego. Did I raise a serial killer? Was it my own actions?
Not even ego. It was just to your whole living.
Yeah, fair. Was it that time I let him pet a dog a little too hard? Should I have stopped that?
Maybe I shouldn't have took my son out shooting. Maybe I shouldn't have beat my son 24/7.
Maybe I shouldn't let him sit in his room alone every night watching serial killer documentaries. Maybe when I read in his journal that he wanted to strangle his teacher, he wasn't joking.
Oof.
Maybe that wasn't just the normal teen angst everyone gets.
Oh, man.
Maybe that was genuine.
Another fear I would say I have is just making sure that they're happy.
Yeah, no, me too. I think my biggest fear would be not being able to give my child a good life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not being able to give them a good life and not instill good things and have their life be better than mine. Because I feel like that's what every parent wants.
Yeah.
Or any, like, genuine parent.
Right.
They want their kid's life to be better than theirs.
I wouldn't say that. On par, yeah, but better, no.
I'd say, like I said, genuine parents. Not, like, asshole parents, but, like, genuine caring parents.
You call me an asshole?
Yeah. You mean you wouldn't want your kid's life to be better
No,
than your own?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I would. That's like the golden standard.
Yeah.
If they are better than you did a good job.
Yeah, no, honestly.
I wonder how often that happens.
I don't know.
I wonder if every parent... I wonder how many parents can say that their kids are better than them.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, it seems like now, not a lot, but that's just because the world's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the other thing when it comes to having kids. Like, I don't want one right now because of how messed up everything is.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously, I get it. Everything's going to be messed up forever. Like, there's not going to be anything perfect. But things are so bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
You kind of have to make your own world.
Yeah.
It feels that be able to put a kid in a good world.
I know.
So long as everything around you is okay.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah, no, honestly. It's just like with everything, like all the wars and all that, that's like kind of coming about, and like all the tension right now with elections and all that. It's
even
like,
just general crime.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's really big too. Just doesn't feel safe. Maybe it's just the country, but you know.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, true.
Every country has their problems, unless you're like Iceland or
Sweden or Finland or
Ireland.
God.
I wonder how Ireland is actually.
I don't know. I don't hear anything about him.
True. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, no news.
If you hear
is
nothing
news.
about him, that's good.
No news is good news.
Oh God.
What?
I'm thinking about what are some other fears?
Thought daughter, no?
Yes. I do. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But just don't be a whore.
Yeah.
Don't be
An OnlyFans model.
an OnlyFans model, and for the guys, don't be a player.
Don't be gay.
Don't be gay. Yes. It's fine for my daughter to be a lesbian. It's not fine for you to be gay.
It's like that question. Would you rather have a gay son or a thought daughter?
Oh, God.
I know.
At least my gay son would be happy, though. My thought daughter would never find happiness. Only temporary happiness.
Yeah, no, honestly.
At least I can say, good job, son. You know what you want. Thought daughter, stop playing with like 10 different men
Yeah.
all at once.
We're talking about the bad version of thoughts, by the way. Not just like women that like to have fun. We're talking about like the evil, malicious.
I was talking about both.
Yeah, I was too. I'm trying to save us from getting canceled, pool boy.
Oh, what's wrong? Fine.
I'm joking. What would you do if like your daughter ended up having an OnlyFans? Like right when she turned 18?
Oh, God. Like, how?
Yeah, no, that would kill me. I'd feel so bad.
Oh, man.
I raised you better than this.
Mm-hmm. I raised you. So stop.
Damn. I mean, with me, it's not like there's anything like inherently wrong with being a model like that. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like, I don't care about other people. It's just that's not the life I'd want for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally all it comes down to is just I'd much rather her just have a different lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah. One that's like...
One that doesn't embarrass my name or our name.
Well, I was going to say one that like contributes to society or like a scientist or something.
Or not even... I just do... How do I put it? Like, you don't need to be like the number one person in the world.
Yeah.
Just do something that brings true happiness.
Yeah, true.
Not to say that OnlyFans doesn't bring true happiness.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it momentarily.
I guess so, yeah.
But
I don't know. There's just something... it's something you can't explain.
yeah.
But you just don't want that for someone.
Yeah. And like obviously if she decides to, it's her choice and it's my daughter and all of that.
It is what it is. I'll cut off all your allowance. I'll kick you out of my house, but I'll still love you.
Yeah. Basically. I'm taking my car back. No. Would you buy a car? Would you buy your kids a car when they get their license?
It didn't happen to me.
Fair. Yeah. True. Yeah, me neither.
I got hand-me-downs.
Yeah, same thing.
But
Yeah,
that's okay. It was still a good car.
Yeah, I mean, it still is a good car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might like if there is like I might buy myself a new car and give them my old one.
Fair.
But I don't
I
know.
mean, shoot, if I had the money, sure.
Yeah, true.
If you gotta earn it though.
Yeah, no, exactly. I wouldn't just give them.
Give me 100 push-ups and I'll give you this car right now. If not, I'm selling it back to the dealer.
It's like a brand new Camaro. Give me 1,000 push-ups with no brakes.
Oh no! Give me the first 100 digits of pi.
Recite the entire pledge of allegiance backwards.
Have memorized to me the entire first 10 chapters of Genesis. Go.
Memorize the whole Bible, cover to cover, and then recite it to me backwards.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
What would be some reasons you would want to have a kid?
Ooh. Well, definitely to like continue my bloodline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like continue my family name and all of that.
Sorry for laughing.
What was so funny?
Sorry, just like bloodline. It's just funny to me, the idea of a bloodline. Not so much like in like movies where it's like our bloodline has an ancient power and it's only us, so I must continue the bloodline.
True, yeah.
I don't know, it's just a funny trope to me. But anyways, continue.
Fair. I definitely want to do that. I also would like to try and raise kids that would help other people and contribute to society and all that. Like I want to raise good people that can then raise more good people.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully slowly through time it'll meld in with regular society and we'll have a society of good people.
Fair.
I know that's very like outlandish, but you know.
No, of course. It's possible.
Yeah. I don't know, I just want to raise good people that'll make the world better for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. Our greatest desires for our kids are the complete opposite of our greatest fears.
What do you mean?
Like, we are terrified of our kid not having a happy life because that's the one thing that we want them to have the most.
Fair. Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To not be... Our greatest fears for them to become hoes, and our greatest desires for them to live like a pure, good life.
Yeah.
Not necessarily pure, but, you know, like
Just
an
a good
honest life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that.
And then... What are some good things I want? Of course...
Well, what are the reasons you want to have kids?
Oh, fair. What are the other reasons? You know, I'm honestly just curious to see what they would look like.
That's the only thing. You're like, I wonder what me and this person together would look like.
I want to see little me again. I want to see baby me.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
It would.
Like being able to see your youth kind of like living out in front of you.
Oh gosh, I never really thought of it that way.
That'd
actually.
fuck me up. That'd fuck me up.
Oh gosh, I wonder. I would love to see like, cause they say as a kid you get the tendencies of your parents.
Yeah.
I wonder like what my kid would inherit. Like,
I don't know. Love for D&D and board games. Elden Ring.
not so much like things we like, but like.
No, I know.
Like even like in the way we talk.
I mean, I'd imagine they get like at least some form of like your innocence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or even like things that we never need, things that we can't even teach, like the way that they react to things.
Yes.
Like our attitudes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like how quiet we are. Like, cause I'm kind of shy. I wonder like if my kid will naturally become an introvert, or even the opposite. Cause sometimes I like to think, or I don't know how child development works. Like, would our kids get exactly what we are like, or because they hate what we are like, so they'll become the complete opposite?
I think it's both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there's definitely a lot of like, this is something I've actually kind of been thinking about a lot recently, is like the similarities between me and my parents. And there's a lot of stuff that like I'm like almost spot on, like similar with my parents.
Right.
But then there's other things that I've seen them do that I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just a matter of the child and how they grow up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And also the way you act around it. Because you can paint stuff in a positive light, but you can paint stuff in a bad light.
True.
Like your introvertedness, you can paint that in a good light. Saying like, hey, I'm self-resilient and I don't really need people around, so I'm not like desperate for people. But you could also paint it in a bad light, like, oh, I don't have any friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it depends on how you paint things.
Okay, let's talk about how many kids we would like.
Okay. You first. I need time to think about that.
I've talked about it. I think I would want 3 kids.
Really?
Yeah. 3 or 2. 2. it's like such a weird balance. 2 feels like too little for me.
Really?
And then 4 feels like too much.
Yeah.
3 is like that perfect number, I feel.
Yeah, true.
Now, I don't know if I personal bias him because I'm a family of 3.
Yeah.
2 sisters and me. Little boy, pool boy, to be specific. And I think it was a really good dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, not every family dynamic is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Which is, I know for the fact, I know I'm going to get like my hopes up. Like, yeah, my relationship with my sisters, personally, is fantastic.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I hope, and I would hope that it would be the same with my kids. Will it? Who knows? I really hope that it'll be good.
Yeah.
You know, that's another fear, that my kids get along with each other.
I think that's a fear of most parents that have multiple kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, naturally you want the kids to work together and be together and work well together. It's like it's the parents' goal to have the kids conspire against you. You know what I mean? Like, that's the unfortunate thing. It's like you kind of almost want your kids to work against you because it means they work well together.
Mm-hmm.
So you gave them that bond for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel that. I think for me, I don't know. I think I'd be happy with any number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it depends on how close together they are. Because I wouldn't want 4 babies at one time. Mm-hmm. That would be a living nightmare for me. Like 4 toddlers at the same time, 4 cars at the same time, 4 proms at the same time. That would kill me. But if I had like 1 kid and then like 3 or 4 years later, when they're in the toddler stage and out of the baby phase, I had another one, I'd be fine with that.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And it's like if I had 1 kid, I'd be happy with that because then it's like more personal. And it's like it's me and them, or obviously my wife, and I can like really deep dive teach them and all that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then they would lose the social aspect of growing up with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think no matter what, however many amount, I'd be happy with it as long as it's not at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's a very interesting thing because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Because
me and my girlfriend, we talked about like she grew up with a family that the age gap is humongous.
Yeah.
Her next oldest sibling is like 10 years older than her.
Yeah, that's too much.
Mm-hmm. And she mentioned how she would want our kids, to not be very far apart at all.
Yeah.
But I never thought about that, like the financial aspects of it.
Yeah.
Of like having to buy a car after car after car.
Yeah.
And then college after college after college.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then
just everything else that goes along with it.
Arrest ticket after arrest ticket. For speeding in that car.
Bailout after bailout.
Bailout after bailout. You know?
Party after party, driving out at midnight.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the perfect age gap is. I have a pretty decent age gap with my sisters.
Yeah, you do.
But it doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I said.
I mean, nothing will be perfect.
If your siblings are cool and chill, any age gap is fine.
Yeah,
relatively speaking.
True, yeah.
It'll be a little weird depending on sometimes. But even then, actually, it's kind of nice to have like an older sibling.
True, yeah.
Because as for me, as the youngest, I'm not the leader of my sibling.
Yeah.
My oldest sister is.
Yeah.
And it's nice to just let her take the reins and say, hey, we're gonna do this. You wanna come? I'll pay for you.
Fair.
That's great. That's easy living.
So it's not that you want your kids to have like a wiser older sibling. You just like the fact that as of right now you don't have to pay for so much stuff.
Yes.
Damn.
Actually, I never thought about wise older siblings. You know, that's true. You know what? Actually, that is a really good idea. Because then you'll have a sibling and they'll do something terrible and they'll, I shouldn't have done that. I learned from my mistakes. Or they'll just learn and be wiser so they can tell their younger sibling, yo, kid, my boy,
don't do
my
that.
sis, don't do that. Don't do what I did. Do this, do that.
Yeah, no, I feel that. That actually is a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like gender, like would you want daughters or sons or both or?
This is a hard one as well.
Yeah.
I at least, of course, want 1 kid, 1 girl. Or 1 kid, 1 girl.
1 boy, 1 girl.
1 boy, 1 girl.
Fair.
Now, my idea of 3 kids, I don't know what would be better, 2 boys or 2 girls.
Yeah.
They both have their advantages, both have their disadvantages. As for me, as an introvert, I am perfectly happy not having a brother and having 2 sisters. Because the idea is like the 2 brothers and the 2 sisters, they will get along easily.
Yeah.
Because they're the same gender.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other third child, who is not the same gender, may feel left out.
True. Yeah. Yeah, true.
And this isn't always the case. And it for sure fluctuates.
Yeah.
From like feeling included to not feeling included, to being a part of the boys to not being a part of the boys.
Yeah, true.
It like I said, it depends on how good the siblings are.
Yeah.
And it also, funny enough, I would also say it depends on the age group.
Like that, yeah, I get that.
Like if they're all like kids, they're probably gonna be good together.
Yeah.
If it's like one's a kid and the other 2 are teenagers,
Yeah, that's hard.
that's gonna be rougher.
Yeah.
Once they become adults, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, once kids grow up, a lot of the problems just genuinely go away.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's like dramatic scarring in the early age. It's like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore.
Yeah.
As an adult, I'm taking my chance to ditch you.
Fair. It does happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, the like ideal would be 1 boy and 1 girl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because then both of them have good like experience dealing with the other gender.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I only ever had one other. I only have a brother. Right. And so growing up, the only women I ever interacted with was my family. Mm-hmm. And so when it got time to like talking to girls and all that, I had no goddamn clue what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? However, I will say the idea of having a daughter terrifies me. Like I'm gonna just be honest. The idea of that terrifies me. That would stress me out so much. Cause like the boy, it's like, yeah, you got to worry about like fights and aggression and porn and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's like with a daughter, you got to worry about like her safety and other men and boys and
right,
just all these things that I don't know. Like obviously it's probably like equal amount of stresses between men and women, or boys and girls, I mean. But I think just having a girl would stress me out more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Primarily, I think because I'm not a woman.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I think if I was a girl, I'd be more terrified of having a boy. Because I know how to handle boys because I am one.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the fact that I'm not a woman, I don't know how to handle them.
I don't know why. I don't know what I would what I'm more terrified to raise. I think I'm equally terrified.
Really?
I feel like I can deal with a girl equally to a boy. But then there are times where it's like, oh no, I think I could do better with a girl actually.
Really?
I just don't know why.
I don't either.
I just feel... I think it's because I was raised by girls, my sisters.
Because you had a lot more female interaction growing up, and I didn't.
Yeah. So. I feel... I don't know. I feel like boys have a lot more energy.
Yeah, no, they really do.
And I don't want to deal with that. Like,
Fair.
He's going to ask me, yo, Dad, let's wrestle. And I'm going to be like, Papa! And I win.
Fair, I mean, yeah.
And then with my girl... Hopefully she'll like, yo, Dad, let's play with some dolls and play Dollhouse. And I'm an avid D&D role player, so I'm like, fuck yeah, let's role play.
Fair.
I feel like that's easier to play with.
I guess, yeah. But at the same time, with the boys, you don't got to worry about like breaking them. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So you can be a lot more rough and tumble with them.
I don't know. I don't mind smacking around my daughter, just on the face. Whatcha? Want to wrestle with Dad? Whatcha?
I told you, we're a Barbie family, not a Monster High family.
Oh god, brats? Hell no.
Oh god, brats. The moment I see my... Never mind.
What?
The moment I see my daughter with hoops, the moment I'm signing the adoption papers.
Oh gosh. What age of your children do you think you're most terrified to raise?
Babies and toddlers.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not like scared of children, but they make me uncomfortable. Like children just in general make me uncomfortable. Because they're so delicate.
Right.
And you look at them wrong and they're traumatized. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like I just like as I get older, like 9, 10, I think those are like the fun years. And then as they get older, it's kind of cool because you can like have like deeper conversations with them and all that. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you do got to worry about them like getting into trouble and legal troubles and all of that.
Of course.
But when it comes to like babies and toddlers, like I've never held a baby. You know what I mean?
Really?
I've never held a baby.
Really?
I've never touched a baby. I've never held one. I don't plan to.
That's crazy. I think thankfully with the baby years, there's only like once you get to like 1 or 2, Like before that, you can't traumatize them. I think.
You can't.
I think it's like they remember but they don't.
Yeah, I guess.
So
I don't know.
Not to say you should try to traumatize them.
I'm gonna try to traumatize my baby right out of the womb. He'll go, and I go failure. No.
No.
I don't know. I feel like people don't give kids enough credit with how much stuff they understand and remember. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people will talk to kids like they're stupid, but they're really not. Like I feel like kids understand a lot more than we think so. Mm-hmm. At least for me. Like when I was young, I understood a lot of stuff that my parents didn't think I understood.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
I get you.
And so it's like they talk about stuff and like, oh, it's fine. He doesn't really understand it. But I'm like,
talking about like death or whatnot.
I don't really remember exactly, but it wasn't like anything like major. Uh-huh. But there was one or two instances where I was like,
oh man.
Yeah. What age would you let your kids have a phone?
Ooh. 7th grade.
7th grade? How old is that? Like 13, 14?
That's more like 12.
Okay.
12, 13.
Fair.
Maybe even 11.
Really?
Maybe. Depends.
Yeah. I think for me, ideally, I would wait till they're 16.
Really?
Ideally. However, I think just because of how society and the culture is now, I would just kind of be forced to get it to them earlier.
Yeah.
I think the earliest would be like 14, maybe 13.
Right.
You know what I mean? But ideally, I think I'd want to wait till they're like 16. But that's just because, I don't know. No, probably 13 or 14. I think 13 or 14 would probably be ideal. Because 16, that's a little late. Just because culturally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thinking about it again, I probably think 13, 14.
Imagine for your sweet 16, you get your first cell phone.
Yeah, thinking about it, that'd be kind of sad. Yeah, so 13, 14.
Uh-huh. Because you don't want to shelter your kids too much.
Yeah. I think 12 at the absolute earliest.
Mm-hmm. I would say middle school. Here you go. Here's your first phone.
And even then, that'd be like a bare bones phone.
Uh-huh.
With like parental locks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I might give my kid a phone earlier, just so I can like communicate with them.
I might give him a flip phone.
Yes, a flip phone in 2030.
Yeah, I might give him a flip phone sooner, but like an actual smartphone, probably 13 or 14. Because I feel like when you're 13 or 14, you kind of understand like, oh, I got to be careful on the internet. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want my kids like talking to random strangers and whatever.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I feel like we both kind of grew up on the age where the internet was still a Wild West.
Yes.
That you could find anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but my parents stopped checking my internet and my phone when I was like 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have seen.
Oh, yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff I shouldn't have seen.
I remember some of my cousins, when they were younger, they were on like the internet and they found a website where you can talk to celebrities. And, of course, this was a scam.
Yeah.
I forgot what celebrity they were talking to, but they said to meet each other in person in, like, a park.
Oh, my God.
And they gave them their phone number, and the person called. And one of the moms was like, yo, don't ever call us again. Pervert, whatnot.
Oh, my God. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they were going to sneak out to go see him.
Oh, my God. That's even worse.
I think so. I can't even remember. They were young. They were like, what, 12? 10?
Oh, my God. That's terrifying.
I can't remember.
That's genuinely terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Good times, though.
No.
I remember I heard the news like after, because no one tells me anything at that age.
Yeah.
But it was just funny.
Damn, man. That's terrifying. I think one of the worst things about being a parent is when your kid gets hurt.
Oh, no.
Especially like that.
Oh.
Like, imagine how you would feel as a father and as a protector,
mm-hmm.
and you found out that your kid had to deal with that because you weren't watchful of them.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would absolutely kill me. I might be in jail, but that would absolutely kill me. I don't know about you, but if anyone would put their hands on my kid like that, I would go to jail.
Oh,
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Someone's ending up either 6 feet underground or in jail or both.
Oh, boy. I believe you.
Oh, I'd watch the life leave their eyes.
Dang. Crazy.
I'm just being honest with you.
No, I get you, man.
I don't know. I might not, because then, like, what would my wife and other kids do?
Oh,
you know
fair,
what I mean?
fair.
Like, I still got to be able to take care of them, but boy, would I want to.
I know, I get that.
That'd be the hardest exercise of discipline I will ever have in my life.
Oh, well, I don't even know what I would do. Oh my gosh.
I'd lose my shit.
I
would fucking lose it so much.
Oh my god. One of my worst fears is like my kid going missing.
Yeah, true. That's bad.
Kidnapped.
Because then you don't know what
Lost.
happened to them.
Of course.
It's like, are they alive? Are they dead? Or have they been sold to some sort of trade? Are they on an island somewhere? Like,
Did they run away for whatever reason?
I know, exactly.
I don't know what I would do.
God, kids are stressful.
They are. Especially when they're a bunch of punks.
I know. It's like you can only do so much to stop it, because teenagers are going to be teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Were you very rebellious in your teenage years?
No, actually.
I wasn't either. I mean, I was, but in like my own way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, oh, fuck you, mom, and I wasn't like skipping. Well, I did kind of skip school. Well, no, because like my school, they just let you come and go as you pleased.
Right.
And so I would do. I would show up right when they opened. I would do all my work in an hour, and then just fuck around the entire rest of the day until they closed. So my mom was like, "Yeah, you're doing very good in school. You're staying there open to close, and you don't have to." I'm like, yeah.
I was more rebellious when I was like before I hit teenagers.
Really?
I was an angry child.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were you so angry as a kid?
I don't know. I just had a temper.
No, to be fair though, I was angry as a kid too.
Just you look at me the wrong way. We're throwing hands. I genuinely and
Really?
thankfully, thank goodness, I never got angry at other kids. It was only with my siblings.
Damn.
It was only with my sisters, and thank goodness I was younger, so like I couldn't like physically hurt them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until funny I hit teenage years where it's like it finally ingrained into me like, well, I guess I'm a pacifist now.
Damn. I mean, that's
I don't
good.
know. I lost all my anger. I still get angry. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I do too.
I just
You control it.
I hold it back, bro. I
Yeah.
hold it back like the demons.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too. What was the angriest you got as a kid?
Oh, there was a lot. Unfortunately, little me fought a lot of my cousins as well, and some of them were of female variety.
Oh no.
So I for sure got a good old talking. You know, not supposed to you're not supposed to hit girls.
Yeah.
You know, they're more petite than you. You're supposed to be a man. You know, you're supposed to be like more, you know how to use your strength.
Yeah.
It wasn't until a few good times that I finally learned my lesson.
It finally got into your head.
Yeah. I feel like it's not even that I decided, well, I guess this is wrong. It's more like I just lost the will to fight.
I fair enough.
And then progressively as I got older, I was like, why was I even angry in the first place?
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time I threw a mattress at a kid.
Oh, dang.
I was at scout camp, and I was in a mood. I was having a rough time that day, because I wasn't with my troop. I was with a different troop.
Mm-hmm.
Because I forget what exactly it was. Well, so my brother got 2 summer camps that year, and so my parents were like, okay, to make him fair, we'll send him to this camp with a different troop. So I was with entirely different kids, and some of them were like making fun of me or whatever, because I had a thing. So at that camp, you had tents and you had cots with mattresses.
Right.
Not every camp gets that, but this one did. And I had one to myself, so I had one bed to sleep on and one bed for my stuff.
Oh.
And some other kids were like, oh, because they were doubling up their mattress, like, oh my god, it's so comfortable. Where can we find more mattresses? They're like, hey Sam, you have an extra mattress you're not using. Let us have it. And I said no, because I wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to take it anyway. And so I was like pulling back and forth with them. And I forget, God, what was it? They said something about like fucking someone on it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I got so mad. I ripped it out of them and I just chucked it at them. And I just like, fine, take it. And I just laid in my bed for a couple hours.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did you ever get it back?
I think so. I don't remember, but I think I did. Either way, I threw a mattress at a kid one time. So I used to get, and apparently when I was like really, really young, when I was like in daycare, right? My mom came to visit one time. She either came to visit or she was like volunteering as like a teacher or whatever. And so she sat down and some other kids were like trying to like get on her lap and play with her and all that. And apparently I saw it, and as she describes it, I like hulked out and I started like grabbing kids by their shirts and pulling them off of her. Like, that's my mom, and just pulling and throwing so kids off of her. So I would be the only one to sit in her lap or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
One time I almost crushed my cousin's skull.
I remember you telling me about that, yeah. You had like a big rock, right?
Yep. I was like, what, 5, 6? My cousin was like a year or two younger than me. And it was in my front yard. For some reason, I got mad at him. I pushed him to the ground and I grabbed a nearby rock. This would have killed the boy. It would have killed him.
Damn.
But thankfully, my mom was right there. And just with a look and a scream of her voice, I knew, no.
I fucked up.
Yep, I fucked up.
Damn, imagine if you did.
Oh, it would have been terrible.
Like, how different do you think your life would have been?
Oh, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, it would have been over. Do you think your parents would have put you in jail?
A 5-year-old?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Actually, yeah. I don't know. Like, how young or how old do you have to be to go in jail?
Maybe like a therapy, like a child therapy. But I don't think a 5, 6-year-old. There's no way there's a jail for that.
I don't know, actually. My Google's not working. In some states, your 6-year-old child can be arrested.
Dang.
I guess it depends on the state, but...
I mean, my family would have hated me. It was a bad time.
You would have had a murder on your rap.
Yep. It would have been terrible.
Yeah. Alright, well, is there any other topics you want to talk about?
I hope my children become famous so they can give their old man money.
Fair. I mean, that's kind of the dream. You know, it's like you take care of them when they were kids so they can take care of you when you're old. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's how I look at it with my parents. They took care of me, raised me, and fed me, and so now that I'm older, it's my job to take care of them as they get older and as they age. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
That's something that I think about a lot, is like, well, my dad, he can't work forever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My mom has declining health. Someone has to take care of them. They can't take care of themselves forever. And as their kids, it's like it kind of falls on us to do it.
Mm-hmm. Would you put them in a elderly house?
If I like absolutely had to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm sure there's some instances where it's like, yeah, that's the best move, but I would really try not to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'd want them to like live in their own home all the way up till they die, but it's not really feasible sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? How about you?
You know, I never really thought about that, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's crazy to think that one day you'll have to take care of your parents.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I'd put them out of their misery.
You'll yellow them behind the shed?
Yeah.
Well, Granddaddy, you broke a hip. I'm sorry.
Oh, Mom and Dad, you got rabies. Time to put you down.
Hey, Pool Boy, what happened to your parents? They got rabies and I had to put them down. That'd be a wild story. That'd be fucking wild. All right, well, with Pool Boy's parents getting rabies, I think that'll go ahead and end this episode of the Depression Session. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do you have anything to depart on the audience? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Make sure you get your parents vaccinated for rabies.
So you don't have to old yellow them behind the shed.
Yes.
Well, that'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back next Monday at 12 for another podcast episode. Come back this Wednesday at 12 for a variety video. And come back this Friday at 12 p.m. for a gaming video. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. And remember that just like this podcast, depression is just a session, and it too soon shall pass. So we'll go ahead and see you guys back here next Monday at 12 for another episode. Goodbye, all, and I hope you have a fantastic week.
Remember, if you're going to put them down, shoot them in the heart so it can still be an open casket.